Okay, in this video, we're going to go over setting up the back end. This will involve setting up some plugins as well as changing some settings. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and get some of the plugins that we need. So let's go over to Plugins and Add New. Now, depending on whether you want your microblog to be private or public, will depend on whether you want to use any SEO plugins to help it rank within the search engines. So if it's going to be private, then you don't need to bother putting any of these search engine plugins in here. If you are going to want it to rank, then you're going to want to put these in. So let's go over here to popular. And then what you want to do is you want to put in, just roll down here until we find all-in-one SEO pack. Okay, and then we'll install this one. Okay, I'm not going to activate this one for now and return a plugin installer. As I said, I'm going to show you how you can set it up private, so I don't really want to activate that one. It's easy, however, you can just take the defaults and it's good enough. Now we're going to install something for privacy. So if you want to make your microblog private, so just type in private here. Okay, and then you want this one called John Radio Private Site. So we'll install this one. And then we're going to return. I'm going to be activating that one manually as well as SEO pack so I can show you how they work. And then you can decide how you want it to install your blog. Okay, now the next one you want is something that will redirect logins to the front page. Normally when you log into WordPress, it's going to put them right at their profile page, and we want them to go to the front page when they log in. Okay, so we're going to go here to Login Redirect. Okay, and the one I like to use is called Peter's Login Redirect. So we'll install this one. And let's activate that one. Okay, now let's go back to Add New. And then we're going to go to Popular again. And now what we're going to do is look for the Google XML sitemap. Now again, this is only if you're going to have your site in the search engines. If you want it private, then you're not going to need to put this one in here. So here's Google XML sitemap. I'm going to install that one. Okay, there we are. So let's go to our plugin page here. Actually, that's not where I wanted to be. Just into plugins. And what we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of this Hello Dolly one. So let's just delete that. It's just taking up space. And then what you want to do is activate Akismet. What this will do is it'll take care of any spam comments that people put into your site. So if you have a public site, this is going to be important that you activate this. Now, when you do, you have to put a key in here. Okay, so activate your Akismet account. Okay, and then you can either manually put the key in here or you can activate Akismet here by getting your key. Okay, so you're going to want to do that for a site that is not private. And maybe you want to do it for a private one too, depending on how your users get into there. If you invite them and set them up yourself, you probably don't need it. If you're allowing the general public to join, even though it's a private one, you may want to do this. So it depends how much you want to control your comments. Okay, now let's go back to plugins again. I'm not going to activate this for now, but you should activate it if you need to. Now let's go down to the private site and activate this. I'm going to show you the private site first just so you know how it works, and then I'm going to deactivate it. Okay, I better deactivate Akismet here, get rid of that notification. Okay, so now we want to go to settings, and then we want to go to private site. Okay, so what we just need to do is just click on this and it'll activate the plugin. Okay, now when we go down a little further here, whether you're allowing self-registration, okay, so do not block WordPress standard user registration page. And then this is available under settings as well, so anyone can register. A landing notification. Okay, so with this one, if we're using the private site, we don't need the login redirect because we can go to site home and it'll accomplish the same thing. But we do need it if we are leaving it public. Okay, or you can do a specific URL here. Okay, and then down further, we can have a custom login page if you want to create one. And you can have visible exclusions. So you can exclude content from being invisible here. Okay, so let's save the changes. All right, now I'm going to log out. Okay, now I'm going to return to the site. So this is me trying to access it. And you'll see that I can no longer get to the site unless I'm logged in. So let's log in. Okay, and you see that it took me right to the home page here, which is what we wanted it to do. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard. And I'm going to plugins, and now I'm going to deactivate that plugin. I just wanted to show you how it worked. So let's deactivate. Okay, so now our site is public, so we can go into the all-in-one SEO pack and activate this. And the Google XML sitemap and activate that. Okay, now we want to go to the all-in-one SEO pack, general settings. Okay, and then you can go down and change any of these that you want. You can keep them at the defaults. The only thing you might want to do is put in your home description and home keywords here. And then down here, what you can do is, if you want, you can take this pipe out of here. You have page title / blog title. So you can take this back end part off if you want to. Otherwise, you don't really need to do anything with it, and you can leave the options as they are if you like. Okay, now the Google XML sitemap looks after itself. Now the next thing we want to do is go to settings and login redirect. Okay, now what we want to do is do this by role. So we're going to go to subscriber. Okay, and then you want to put the URL to the home page in here, which is your domain name / your folder name, or just your domain name if you didn't put it in a folder. Okay, so that's going to take them directly to the front page when they log in. So we can add the rule. All right, and that's all we have to do. So let's just update. And that's it. Now the next thing we want to do is go and change some settings. So down here under settings, we're going to go to general first. Okay, now in here, we have, as usual, a spelling mistake, so my microblog, and just another WordPress site. You're going to want to change this to something that makes sense. Okay, and then down here, anyone can register. We've already done that, and you can set your time zone here if you want. Okay, this is just so that it matches up to where you are. Okay, and then your date formats down here, and we'll save. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is go down to discussion. And what you want to do is turn off this link notifications and make sure allow people to post comments on new articles is turned on. Now, comment author must fill out name and email. You can turn that off unless you're not requiring registration. I suggest you require registration on your site for them to participate. Users must be registered and logged in to comment. Check that one. Okay, let's see, enable threaded. You can decide on that one there. And then down here, if you want to be notified, we don't. Okay, and then down here, whether it needs to be held for moderation or if they must have a previous one approved, you can turn all this off. And then you can put in any filtering for blacklist words down here. Okay, and then we'll just save those changes. Okay, so it's important you have the discussion turned on or the whole microblogging part doesn't work. Okay, and then let's go down to permalinks. And then we're going to go down and we're going to put post name here and save. Okay, at this point, we have everything set up that we need set up. In the next video, we're going to go through actually preparing our blog here for use.